Hmm. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? Welcome to Spiritual Chit Chat. I am Michele Ambergy, the Awakener, one of many. And chances are, if you're here, if you're catching the show, whether live or recorded, you're an Awakener too. And what that means is, we're here beginning to realize who we truly are. We've all been told that we're small, we're little, we're nobody, we're sinners, we're whatever. And we're beginning to awaken to the fact that we're sacred and we're holy and we're powerful, and we are the creators of our experiences. We're the creators of all that we have and all that we are, and we would give ourselves permission to wake up to that truth. It is kind of scary because it makes us responsible, but it also puts us in the driver's seat, and we begin to decide where we want to go in our life. And so I'm super happy to be here with you guys. I have been a spiritual teacher and a spiritual practitioner of many different modalities for, oh my gosh, 22, 23 years now. I have a website, micheleambergy.com, where I offer intuitive readings, psychic and mediumship readings. I do life coaching. I do sound healing. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist. And we are all here together today to just kind of tap into the love that we are. That's my main thing that I'm about, is love. And I have a membership program on my website. It's only $33 a month. And it is called A Million I Love Yous. It is a place where we gather together and we begin to support and love on each other, and to help each other to remember that we truly are that presence of love, that love really is all that is. And love is the supreme power. And in a world gone crazy, it's a really nice place to be. So, hey, hi, Barbie. Thank you. I love my pink. Barbie says, pretty in pink. I love pink. Pink is my favorite picture, my favorite color. It's funny because I've been painting. A lot of you guys know that I've been painting lately with the wonderful and amazing Odie Harma. Hello, Michael. And I just, every single painting I have has pink in it, and I love it. And I keep trying to change my palette, but pink's always in there. I love pink. Pink is my fave. And you know what? I'm not going to fight it anymore. I'm just going to embrace it and let it be. So I love having the pink. And so, what are we doing here today? Today, we're going to talk about the divine feminine as a portal. And what do I mean by that? The divine feminine is not just like girls or boys. We're not talking gender here, because men have as much divine feminine energy as women do. And so it's not a gender thing, it's an energy thing, it's a frequency thing. The feminine frequency is one of receiving, right? And we can't create, we can't be in our fullness without receiving. It's so important that we understand that there is a cycle in the universe. There is a spiritual cycle. There is a give and a take. And that's how we find balance. And we create in the most powerful ways when we're in balance. And we can't always be giving. And I'm talking to you healers out there, all of you light workers. We're so used to being the givers, and we have to take care. And we know in our heart of hearts that we're here to help humanity, but you can't always be giving, and you have to learn to receive. But hello, Michael. Michael is here. Hello, everyone. And so that giving and receiving is super important to talk about right now, especially because we're also in the portal of Mother's Day. Right? And so we're going to talk about how the divine feminine, in the form of a female, is a divine portal. A woman, hey, Mr. Kitty's getting pushy. The woman body, the female body, is so powerful that it can take spirit and bring it into form. And this was understood, and it was honored, it was revered, it was held sacred in the past, but it has kind of lost its form. Whatever happened there when the goddess kind of got people forgot about that women are stargates. Females are stargates. The divine feminine is a stargate. It's where spirit comes into form. It's where we take energy and turn it into matter. We're the master alchemists. We're the master miracle workers. We're magical, right? So many people practice the art of what is commonly called witchcraft, which that is kind of more the Wicca thing's kind of more of a religious sort of a thing. I think I studied it for a little bit. It wasn't for me, but magic is about energy and frequency and consciousness and focus. And on this eve of Mother's Day, I think it's really important that we move our consciousness back into understanding the role that the divine feminine plays in life. And I don't mean your life or my life. I mean all that is living, which is everything. Our world is a living, breathing frequency of life, and life is always expanding. Life is always is growing. And it's meant to be that way. It ebbs and flows like the tides. It expands and contracts. It expands and contracts. It contracts to shed what no longer works so that it can expand again. And we forget about those cycles because we get so entrenched in the mundane and the things that are distractions from paying attention to the cycles. And so part of what I wanted to talk about today too, was really getting back into nature. The divine feminine is nature. The divine feminine is a natural, organic presence where the magic of manifestation happens, where we receive divine energy, we transmute it, transform it in thought and in feeling and emotion and in intention. Mikey's being a little bit feisty today. And we create from that. Now, does it mean that men can't manifest? No. Again, I'm not talking about the male form. I'm not talking about genders. I'm talking about energy. Look at, excuse me while my divine overlord, who happens to be in male form, my divine feline overlord takes over. Um, but it's so important. Hey, everybody. Welcome to everybody who's here. Thank you for being here. And it's so important that we really understand the role of the divine feminine energy and the role of the feminine form. And I just want to state here, disclaimer, I am not going against all of the gender stuff that's going on. I'm not talking about that. When I speak of gender, I speak of the activities of, excuse me, um, of what the organic feminine form is created to do, which is to take energy and bring it into physical matter. I mean, that's a big darn deal. That's a big darn deal. You take the sperm and you take the egg, and bam, an electrical charge happens, and life is birthed from that. Do we give men credit? Sure. Sure, we do. They're part of it. It's not like we're saying they're not. But the form, the magic happens within the feminine form. And that's why you're here. That's why I'm here. That's why every human being on this planet, unless they've been cloned or done in a test tube, and that's there too. I'm not denying that that can be done too. But that's how we got here. And it's so important that we honor that. And it's not, there's a lot of us, who have earthly mothers who maybe weren't perfect. There's a lot of us who have a lot of forgiving of our earthly mothers and probably forgiving of ourselves too. But we're also talking about divine mother, the divine feminine form, the divine feminine consciousness that is that nurturing and that pure love. And that's where we get back to getting back in touch with nature, with Mother Earth. There's a reason she's called Mother Earth. It's not because we just decided that. It's because Mother Earth receives and she gives birth to. She receives the energy and she gives birth to all that is on this planet. No matter how human and man-made it looks, everything we have on this planet originally started with Mother Earth. It was a rock or a mineral or a plant or a metal, right? And it's been shifted and changed and taken out of its organic state, its original organic state, and it's been turned into something, right? It's been turned into this plastic or rubber or lead. Well, lead is a mineral, right? It's been turned into iPhones and these computers that we have in our hands, right? Into dishes, into cars, into homes, into ceilings, into light, into everything. It's all created from Mother Earth. It's all the product of an electrical, a magnetic, or an electromagnetic charge that then took energy and moved it into form. That's really basically what it is. And it's a miracle, it's magical, and it's by divine design. And it's so important that we take a moment throughout our days to really think on that, because it'll blow your mind when you really start thinking about, what creation is. We are so used to having everything at our fingertips. Even people that are farmers and ranchers who have to live with the cycles of energy, the cycles of nature, the cycles of the moon and the stars and the weather and everything. They're so close to nature that they can read it, they can breathe it. They are a part of that. And it's so very important. And those of us that work, in homes in front of computers who've disconnected from nature, a lot of us are almost like free floating or free falling without that connection to the natural cycles and the natural way of being. And a lot of that is that disconnection from the divine feminine energy, from Mother Earth. Mother Earth keeps us grounded and balanced. Another thing that's so important to remember is walking barefoot on Mother Earth is so important for your health. Um, we just, again, we're so used to wearing shoes and stuff on our feet and walking on carpet with, rubber padding underneath and concrete, which is made of everything natural, or living in high buildings or working in high rises and stuff like that, where we don't have that electromagnetic connection. It's so important to get back to that, because the world is changing, frequencies are changing. We've got so many different frequencies in the air, and we've got to connect back into that divine feminine energy that Mother Earth offers us, that is a part of us. And so I really wanted to touch on this today, because Mother is that divine portal, and every single one of you came through her. Unless, of course, like I said, you may be, a test tube baby, you may be a cloned being, and there are many of. Hello, Mike is tapping me on the shoulder. He might have something to say. Do you have something to add to the conversation? He says not at this moment. But even if you are cloned or you are a test tube child, there was a moment where energies had to come together. There had to be a receiving, which is the feminine action, for that activity of life to begin. So it's really interesting when you start thinking about it, when you take a few moments to really ponder about what is this feminine thing. So many people get caught up in, whether it's a boy body or a girl body. That's gender. That doesn't have anything to do with the divine masculine, divine feminine, although it can wrap itself around that. But it also is the form of frequency with which we operate. And sometimes we're in our masculine, and sometimes we're in our feminine. We have both. But Mother is the divine portal. With Mother's Day around the corner, we really want to honor the magic of Mother. What is Mother? Who are you as a mother? What have you created? Whether you're a physical mother, whether you've given birth to children, or are a father, who's been a part of that process, or if you have a mother, which most of you have, think about, excuse me, I've got a little bit of a sinus infection right now. I've got a little drainage there. But think on that divine presence that is your mom. Think of what magical happenings need to happen for you to get here. Where'd you come from? From heaven, right? You were still an energy. You were still a frequency. You were still an etheric being. And somehow you came into the human form, came into the womb of mother. You were maybe ignited by the mother and father. Maybe the mother and father and the form came in. Nobody really knows. There's a lot of theories on it. Nobody's really proven which comes first. There's a lot of argument on that, you know, and that's not what we're talking about here. But you came from an energetic form into a physical matter through mother, through what we call mother. And it's to be honored. Is to be honored. Life is to be honored. And we're finding a lot of things happening on this planet where life is not being honored. Organic is not being honored. The natural way of things is not being honored. And that's why I wanted to do the show, because I wanted to bring our mind back to Mother, the divine portal. And how many other things does Mother bring to us as a divine portal? Nurturing, right? Support, love, unconditional love, teaching. Sometimes our divine mother is someone who we chose or we have a contract with that we had a rough time with, so that we would grow and learn. You know, there's a lot of different things that happen through that. But it's really important to honor the magic of mother. And you know, I've had some conversations lately because the energy is so crazy right now. Hey there, everybody's here. Look at, we got Jules and Nina and Barbie and Linda. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much. And coming into Mother's Day, those of you who are mothers, I would love to see you to take a moment. I would love to see you take a moment and honor yourself as the divine mother, and to give yourself a gift, whether that's buying flowers for yourself, buying yourself an, you know, a cute new top or a plant or something. Do something for yourself. Those of you who are not mothers, I would like to see you do something for yourself as a divine feminine in form, because whether you're male or female, I'm talking to all y'all, do something nice for yourself. Honor the divine feminine that is always in action, creating and uncreating, always. And take a moment and bring your awareness to mother, to your birth mother, whether you know her or not, whether she's here or not. And think on the magic that happened for you to be able to be here. Think of the magic that had to happen, and who designed that, and how did that happen? Was that just a coincidence of nature, or is it by divine design? Feels to me like divine design, because a lot of things have to come into alignment to create a beautiful, sweet little baby. And then we can also think about our mothers, you know, of our pets, of the animals on the planet. You know, whether they give birth through their body, whether they lay eggs, you know, however all that is done. There's mother in action all the time, especially in the spring, right? When all the babies are being born, baby rabbits, little bunnies, little birdies, mosquitoes. I think they come a little bit differently. But you know, it's all that mother energy. Spring is mother. Mother Earth is springing awake. And divine mother not only bringing things into form, but also there's an awakening that happens with that activity. Eyes that have been closed are opened. The baby's eyes that have been closed comes into birth and opens their eyes as a fully formed human for the first time. You know, there's just so much that goes through that happens in all of that, and is so magical. So powerful. It's so sacred and it's so divine and it's designed, I believe, that is designed by a higher consciousness. And we get to be a part of that. We get to be a part of it, not that we're being moved around like chess pieces, but that it lives and breathes and has its being through us. Some people call that God, some people call that creator, universe. I like to call the eternal loving presence. Some people call it the Christ. We have a lot of different words for it, but it's all the same thing. And so much of our religious texts has kind of turned things to masculine forms of expression. And remember, when someone says Christ, Mother Mary was a Christ. Mary Magdalene was a Christ. All of the women followers of Jesus were Christ. There are many Christed beings. There's many Christed masters. And so let's allow ourselves to take that term Christ, which is the consciousness of pure unconditional love, and take the masculine off of it and let it take its right in that wholeness as the balance of divine masculine and divine feminine, the feminine Christ, right? All of you listening right now that are listening live are feminine Christs. Isn't that cool? You're beautiful, you're sacred, you're holy. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. And there's times when I just sit and I just ponder this small little topic that we're talking about, and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until the whole topic just envelops the entire universe in its majesty and its magical, miraculous way of being. Like when you really think about it. And it's so important that we honor that. So important that we hold it as sacred and that we hold ourselves as sacred. We've lost so much of that. And now is the time where, in this awakening, we're reclaiming that. We're reclaiming that divine portal that we are. Because another way that we're a portal, beyond Mother, the way that we're all divine portals too, is spirit animates us. It's the spirit, the soul, the divine within us that activates us then and allows us to come into the personality that we are, and in all that we begin to create, and it's constantly creating through us. And for so long we've been creating unconditionally because we've been told that we're nothing and no one and sinners and blah blah. And now in this awakening we're beginning to be like, oh my gosh, I'm creating my reality. It's like I can look around and say, I created all of this. And you can look at some of the crappy stuff and go, ooh, I created that too. But we take back that power. It's like, well, if I created that, I can uncreate it, or I can create something better. And that's what this time we're living in is all about. The time of mastery is stepping into our divine mastery. Stepping into being able to be that divine flow that receives in order to create, right? Receive in order to create. That's that divine feminine way, right? And that's the balance too. The feminine receives and the masculine puts it into action, right? The masculine is that active form and the feminine is the receiving. And we need both. We need both in this plane of existence, in this third dimensional plane on this planet called Mother Earth. We don't call it Father Earth. And it's really beautiful. It's really magical. Sometimes I just love to just sit and ponder in it, and I just blow my own mind in thinking of what it is, and really sitting in that energy of truly feeling the blissfulness of the activity of the divine and everything. And like let go of the worry and the concerns and the distractions of the mundane and move into the magical part, just thinking on it. Just thinking on it, just allowing, what if all of these magical, wonderful things that are coming into our awareness now, what if they're all true? What if there's a matrix that is talked about, that maybe it's a play, it's a hologram, it's not even real? What if that's true? What if all the stuff we see before us is just on a screen in front of our face? It's like a movie in front of us, and we can participate in it and be a part of it and get pulled into it or not. What if that's true? What if we can create something different? What if that's true? What if we can use this divine feminine energy to create something else? I don't want to be in the matrix of, people murdering and killing each other in wars and famine and misery. I want to be in one of love and happiness and joy, and where everybody is loved and cared for and nurtured, and where everybody can develop who they are and what they are in the most beautiful ways, and where they're supported and loved. That's the matrix I want to live in. That's part of the reason that I work with, the New Earth leaders, and I have the New Earth Leaders group, is joining our combined power of divine feminine and divine masculine to receive impulse from the divine and create a new matrix that is loving and pure and holy, right? It's so cool. How many of you guys are with me? How many of you would like to start being a part of creating the new earth as this old earth and all this stuff that's going on begins to crumble? How many of you guys want to be a part of that? Because we can do that. You don't have to, it doesn't require a whole lot. It doesn't have to require a whole lot. It just asks you to honor yourself and who you are in your perfection right now, right here, and saying, I am sacred. I am holy. I am divine. I am the master of my universe. Just start with that. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's powerful. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate that you come and to, listen to this information that's really important. To all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. I honor the sacred divine portal that you are. I honor that you are a life bringer, a life giver. I honor you as this sacred, powerful being that brings spirit into form, that brings spirit into life, that brings energy into form, that you are a great alchemist, and that you allow your body to do what your body is designed to do. And for so many of you who do it with absolute love of that life that you're creating, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. And happy Mother's Day to everyone who's never given birth, per se, but who have that divine, wonderful, nurturing mother energy within you. And that's everyone. Men, women, everyone, and everything. Happy Mother's Day to you, too. And a special Mother's Day to those of you who mother those who are not your children, whether they're friends, family, parents, step parents, grandparents, it goes on and on and on, where that nurturing, that mothering energy is. And happy Mother's Day to you too. It's beautiful and it's wonderful. And it's so important that we step into that and honor that. Oh, thank you, Barbie. Barbie says happy Mother's Day to you as well. Thank you. Thank you, Barbie. I appreciate that. And happy Mother's Day to you too, Mama. Yo, Mama. So we got some good stuff. I got a few cards here. We can do a few card readings if you guys like. And let's do this. Let's do this. I want to share with you guys. I'm so excited about this. I have, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, I have got a self-hypnosis class that I'm going to be doing. And what it is it's going to be teaching you guys all the basics of how to do self-hypnosis. We're going to go over all the different ways that you can use it for weight loss, for setting goals, for overcoming the past, connecting to past lives, to Akashic records. And I'm going to teach you guys the process. I'm going to walk you through, and we're going to actually go through a journey so that you guys can see how powerful self-hypnosis is, because we've been living under hypnosis from an outside form. And as we're awakening, we now are able to use this power of our mind and the power of our intention to clear the past, to heal the past, to let go of this, to re-script, and to allow ourselves to go into a very deep, powerful state of receptivity from our higher mind to help us to really create the lives that we want to. And it's very simple. It's very easy. I've been a certified clinical hypnotherapist, I think, since like 2003. And I even sat on the board of the IACH for quite a few years. And so I love hypnotherapy. I love the power of it. And any of you that have ever done any meditations or anything with me, I use some of the very subtle things of hypnotherapy to bring everybody into a beautiful state of relaxation and calm within the mind so that we can have wonderful meditation. So Miss Jules is saying happy Mother's Day, ladies. So, yeah, just wanted to touch on that. Wanted to say, again, happy Mother's Day to everybody. And I hope you guys all have a happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers of the mothers, because you're important too. And so let's go ahead. We're going to do some cards. I'm trying to feel which cards want to talk to us. I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little bit kind of sinusy and headachy. It's all the plants, the beautiful plants that are blooming. Oh my gosh. It's so cool. We've got here in California, we're getting the poppy blooms again. Oh, the hillsides are so gorgeous. And we haven't had, we still are kind of having gray, kind of overcast skies. It's typical. I'm kind of near the coast. I know inland it's a little bit clearer. And it's so cool because you can see the sides of the mountains and it's just orange. And this most beautiful, delicious, like golden peachy orange. Oh, it's so cool. I love color. Part of the reason I like painting, a lot of you guys know that I do painting, is I love color. And it's weird because I can taste color, but it's not like it tastes like anything. But I can taste it, and the different colors are different, especially those just rich, delicious, vibrant colors. It's really weird. It's really weird. All right. So I know, Linda, poppies are so pretty. Poppies are so pretty. Okay. So let's see. You guys are Hillary. It looks like you are the first one to pop up here. And it says, what messages am I missing? No, we're not going to ask that. We're going to put that different. We're going to put this into a positive form. Although I do have a card that just popped out for you, Hillary. Let's ask that in positive. And you do such a great thing of that. Instead of asking what you're missing, because that is presuming that you are missing something. Maybe you aren't. Maybe you are perfectly designed and aligned right where you are. What about that? So let's change that to, what messages? What does the divine want to tell me today? Let's do that for you, Hillary. I want to do that one for you. I'm changing it. I'm taking over, Hillary. What does the divine have for me today? And so I'm going to give you this one that popped out, and I'm going to give you another one, Hillary. So the one that popped out, and we're using Kyle Gray, our darling little Scottish cutie pie, using Kyle Gray's card. And Hillary, the first card that popped out of you is Solar Light Upgrade, Solar Plexus Chakra, Inner Fire, Willpower. I also want to bring awareness to all of the solar activity that's happening right now, guys. There is so much solar activity that's happening right now that there are a lot of people that are saying that this big event that so many people have been predicting for decades, this solar flash, the what do they call it when there's a flash? And it's in the Christian traditions, and a whole lot of the people leave. There's like a flash of light and then rapture. A lot of people are believing that we're getting very, very close to that because there's so much sun activity. And remember that the sun also is life, just like Mother Earth is. And the sun is encoded with all this code that activates our DNA. So if you guys are feeling weird or you're feeling pressure, it's like it's ongoing now. It's not even like, oh, I had a day feeling weird. It's just constant. But Hillary, this is talking about this solar code, and I'm feeling like it's important that you take time, Hill, to sit quietly. You can sit in your lounge chair, and instead of trying to figure out what it is, let go of your mind and just give permission for your DNA to absorb it. You don't have to be out in the sun, but it's almost like it's like stop thinking and start allowing. Very feminine energy, right? And then the other one is Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting in the process and Dharma. Dude, yes. So important that you give yourself permission to receive the encoding and the activations that are coming in without it having to filter through your mind. Because when we filter this stuff through our mind, it brings instant limitation because our minds are still programmed. Our minds are still programmed, and they're programmed to a very small program. And it's getting out of mind. And it's, again, it's the prayer meditation, breathing, stretching, stilling the mind. That's so important right now. So yeah, Shambhala initiation, solar light upgrade. So it's letting go and allowing is the message for you, Hillary. And I know a lot of times it's that, but part of what goes on with you is you're really, really smart. And so really smart people use their mind a lot, which is good, right? It gets you to and through what needs to be done in third dimensional thing. But in order for us to be in the higher realms and to be able to be like in that divine flow, we've got to let the mind still and allow that deeper knowing and that greater knowing to be activated to come to the surface. So you're in the process. So you're just being asked, Hillary, to really let it go and sit quietly and allow for some of this too. So Bear says, happy Mother's Day to all. Happy Mother's Day. Excuse me, to you, Bear. Miss Jules is saying, ooh, a card for the relationship with your mother. What a beautiful ask there, Miss Jules. You're such a beautiful soul. I love seeing you. I love seeing all of you guys here. It's so neat that we have this wonderful little group of people that show up every week. It gets to be that regular knowing. And then there's so many people that watch the videos afterwards. A lot of people who get a benefit of the blessing. Sometimes I take the reading part off, but sometimes I leave them on because people need to hear this. These messages are not just for the people asking the question, but they're for everyone. And so I want to thank those of you who come and do this because you're opening the portals and the energies for others to receive too. So thank you so much for doing that. So Miss Jules, for you. Ooh. All right. So your first card is karmic board clearing, energetic clearing. Rewrite your story, live your truth. Here's something that happens. We get ourselves so personalized in our past and things that happen that it becomes our identification. And we forget that things that we went through are exactly that, things we went through. We're not supposed to stay stuck in it. And one of the things that a lot of the energies are asking us to do is to leave the past behind. No matter how traumatic, how horrible, how much we've fought about it, or how wonderful and amazing it's been, we're being asked to let it go so that we can become who we truly are at the deepest level and move forward creating what we came here to create. And so look at this card. I love this card. And the message, karmic board clearing, releasing karma, honey. And this is really good. And it is rewrite your story. One of the things that I do with hypnotherapy, and we're going to talk about it in my self-hypnosis class on the 20th, is how to rewrite your story. There is a hypnotherapy practice that's called rescripting, where we literally go in hypnotherapy and we rewrite the story, and it changes the energy. Does it change things that happen to you? No, but it changes the energy, and that's all it is. Memory is just an energy. What we get so trapped in doesn't even exist anymore, right? We get so stuck in it. We create identifications around that. It's like, So, Miss Jules, and then your second card here is sacred inner space, the sacral chakra, tenderness and sensuality. I think it's really, really important, Miss Jules, that you start creating sacred inner space within yourself, time for yourself. Can you do it every day? Maybe. Can you find 5 minutes every day to just sit quietly with yourself and love yourself and listen to your inner space with that intention? It's 4:44 right now in Southern California. I can't tell you how powerful it is to take that moment every single day and just be still with yourself. And 5 minutes can seem like a long time too. And be in that quiet space. And in answering your question, your relationship with your mother is around this energetic clearing and rewriting your story. Whatever your relationship was with your mom, good or bad, whatever that was, you are now allowed to be you. Who are you? Who are you? And if you haven't asked yourself that question, or if you don't have a ready answer that is huge and big and glorious, that's the next step to do. I feel like your relationship with your mother is it's time to do the rescripting on some of those things that are still like a snag in your personal matrix. Let it go. Forgive, honor, send love, and don't let that hold you back anymore. And I don't see it's like major holding back, honey, but I do feel like there are some areas, you know. And I'm going to share with you a little something that for me that had a huge impact in my life, that my mom did, that she did not at all mean the way I took it and the way I carried it. um we come in my life, in my family, we've got a lot of really gifted people. We've got artists, we've got people that write, we've got musicians, we've got people that are just extremely good. We got a couple people that are mechanics that were like really good, and just very gifted people in our family at whatever it is. It doesn't mean that they're all rich and famous, but it does mean they're very gifted in what they do. And one of the things is art. And my mom's older sister, my auntie Queenie, my auntie Harlem, was an amazing artist. And so one day I was in college, and I wanted to take an art class at night. And my mom was like, well, I want to take the art class with you. And I was like, okay, doodly do. I'm a little cocky. I'm young. And we take this art class, and we're drawing a bag. They tell us to crumple up a bag and then draw the bag. And so we draw it, and we turn it in. And the next week we come into class, and my mom got an A plus plus. It was a beautiful drawing. She did a really good job. And I got a B. And my mom said, oh, honey, it's okay. You'll do better next time. I got so pissed off that I would not draw, color, paint, anything for years. And it was huge when I started painting a year and a half ago with Odie Harma. And I had started painting with my friend Charlotte Backman several years before, doing mandalas, which you can actually see some of that I did back there, um, to get over that, because I was so mad that she did better than me. I was so mad, so mad. And I don't even know why. But it stuck with me. It stuck in my craw, as they say. And I made an identity around that I can't draw. That I'm from this family of, that are just these amazing people, and I suck. And it was weird. It was like I took that with me. And then I took drawing lessons, classes again when I was like 40, 45. And I drew this beautiful lighthouse and sailboats, and it was so pretty. And my mom, and I was really proud of it. My mom came in and showed my mom, and she said, "Well, why is this crooked right here?" Oh my God. I put it away, and I didn't do anything again for another 10 years. And it's not my mom's fault. It was me. I took it. And so that's kind of part of what I'm talking about, Miss Jules, is it's like there's things that people do that have stuck with us that they didn't even mean. And a lot of times it's those little things that fester into big things. Or maybe you have big things with your mom. I feel like you got a little bit of everything. But it's time to let that stuff go. It's in the past. It's just an energetic snag. It isn't who you are. And it's like you get to be you now. As my daughter says, I'm a grown ass woman. You get to be who you want to be now. So very cool, Miss Jules. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I hope that has meaning for you, right? Miss Jules, happy Mother's Day. Ver. Beautiful Ver Row. I would appreciate a card for the next test, as I'm in limbo and still okay for medical issues. All right. One thing I'm getting there, even before I drop any cards here, is I'm getting that there's something about this experience that you're having with the medical that you're actually learning, like where there's some things worth fighting for and some things you just got to let go. It's kind of weird. They're not telling me exactly what that is, but it's kind of like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to stop the fight. Sometimes it's just like, I just don't have the energy for it today. And then when you let go, it's like, oh, well, I didn't need to be fighting for that anyways, right? It's kind of weird. I've learned that with my hip injury, being in the wheelchair. It's like, what's really important? And I can get up and I can walk, but in order to take care of myself, um, but it's like I've had to let go of a lot of things that were so important to me, like my house being neat and clean all the time. Now, there's a little clutter over there. There's a pile of boxes there. All my painting stuff all over the place. It is fine. Why was I just so worried about it before? I don't know. But you learn to let go and you learn to pick your fights. And I feel like this is a little bit of what you've learned too. Oh, well, this first card speaks to that, Ver. Halls of Amenti Initiation, Secrets Revealed, Treasures Uncovered Initiations. It's almost like what you're going through with this medical issue is really getting you lined up and aligned with like a very deep inner knowing, deep inner power. This next card is Arcturian Light Codes, Evolutionary Downloads, Recalling Power, Future Thinking. The other thing that I'm getting from this, look at this card, isn't that great? Is instead of staying in limbo, start planning what you're going to do for your future. Start being future motivated instead of waiting for something to come to you. And I feel like you're trying to do that, but it's not that you're not trying. They really want it's not that you're not trying, But it's like you're not go further with it, right? Don't do the limitations of, well, when this get fixed, then I can do that. It's like, no, 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 no. Start creating it now, because we're in this massive creation portal. We're in this energy that wants to help you. You don't have to have things happen for you to be able to do what you want to do. You don't have to have them do something before you can heal. You don't have to do that. It's really getting the mind and the emotions into this expansive, anything can happen, miraculous state of mind. And I feel like when you move into that everything that you're in limbo about is going to start to move big time. It's like, stop being in limbo. It's kind of basically the message. I know. It's like, but I am in limbo. But stop. Stop being in limbo in your head. You're like, okay, well, they got to do what they got to do, but I'm still moving on. And I feel like you get it. I feel like you know this. But they're saying, like, practice more, do more, claim it more, grab it more, ride that more. Okay. Love poppies. As Jill's saying, is that synthesis, the synesthesia? I don't know what synesthesia is. I don't know what synesthesia is. Yep, solar flares. We got all these M-class flares and all this stuff that's happening on the sun. Holy moly. Yeah, Hillary. Hillary is saying, I'm going to pop Hillary's response to her reading up here. It's so true, Hillary. Hillary says, I've been trying to allow my meditation, but my brain keeps wanting to try and help me to control things. That's right. That is what the biggest fight with meditation is. And here's the thing. It's like, what kind of meditations are you doing? Are you doing a guided meditation to get your mind to a state of stillness and then be quiet? Or are you demanding that your mind be quiet right out of the gate? That's why I have guided meditations on my YouTube channel here, guys, for you to be able to do one that talks you into it, clears the chakras, kind of connects, clears your energy fields, cuts the cords, gets you into that beautiful state so that you can then have those few moments of just, a lot of times you have to work towards that. I can't sit down and just have my mind to be still. I have to do one of my own meditations or another one, and a guided meditation, something that can guide you. So, and Hillary, I know you've done almost all of my meditations on there, but use them. Use them. They're so beautiful. And I've got some actually my website I'm changing. On my website, I have classes for sale, and I've also got some meditations for sale. And my classes, I all moved over to Vimeo because the Dropbox store that I was using is closing up. So my meditations, I got to get them moved by the 15th. And I'm going to move them over to my Patreon site. And so it is a membership kind of a thing. But I do have some meditations over there. I think that I have them on there that are for free, Hillary. So if you need some other ones, let me know. And also the Patreon is like super cheap. It's like the mellow one is like $7 a month or something like that. We have access to a lot of meditations that can help. So think about that, Hillary, because it is, and it's very few people can go from just living life and then sit down and have their mind be still. I can't do it. I've been doing this stuff for 20 lots of years. So yeah, the brain does. That's what the brain is geared towards, to control things, to manage things. But we're changing that now to where the heart and the soul gets to manage. But it takes a while. You're welcome, Hillary. You're welcome for your message. Awesome. Oh, Linda, some people are better. Yeah, I'm completely abstract fantasy. I don't know if you guys have seen some of my art. I put a little bit of it up, but my stuff is just wild out there. It's actually with Odie. If you guys haven't checked out Odie, OUTI art, ODieart.com, and go check out her stuff. That's what I do with her. It's fun. These cards These cards that I've used in the past, this is her art, Miss Jules. It's this kind of stuff, right? And this kind of stuff. And what she teaches us is she teaches us to make all these different layers and backgrounds and stuff. Look at this, all the different layers and backgrounds. And then find pictures. Look at this one, isn't this cute? And then find pictures within it. So cool. Look at this one. This one's really cool. There's probably 10 different layers on there. It's such a magical way of painting. So yeah, I just call it crazy insane. Oh, good, Miss Jules. I'm glad that spoke to you and that helped you. A grown-ass woman. Right. It was so funny when my daughter said that. I went, yeah, I'm a grown-ass woman. Ooh, Barbie. Yes, there is, my darling. Yes, there is a message from the divine for you, my friend. Ooh. Ooh. Barbie. You know, Barbie, you are in such a powerful place in your life right now. You're blowing me away. The first card we have is Toth, Light Codes, Light Initiation, Teacher Awakening, and Divine Magic. And when I talk about magic, I'm not talking about Wicca magic. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about alchemy, taking energy into form, using the power of your thought. Okay. And then this one is Lemurian Seed Codes, Embracing Sensitivity, Uniqueness, and Living with Grace. Barbie, you have stepped into a really powerful time in your life where you have everything you need to live the life that you want. You're being asked to take the steps you know you're supposed to take to make it happen. Spirit is even saying, Spirit is even saying, do it. Quit holding back. Quit being like, oh, I don't want to, or I don't feel inspired. It's like, we will inspire you. We will inspire you. It's almost like sit down in front of the computer, and we're talking about the marketing part of it. Remember, it's like you have everything you need to do that part. It needs to be done. You have the gifts, but you have to get it out there for people to know. And I speak from, I mean, you know what I've done. We've known each other for 100 years. You know, you've seen how I market myself and have to do all this stuff. You don't have to do everything that I do, but you got to put yourself out there and let people know. And it's kind of like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to participate, is what's coming through too. And it's like, you're needed, Barbie. Your healing and your knowledge and your wisdom and your insight and your intuition is needed. People need you. They need to be able to find you. And it's time to get the information out there so people can find you. Yeah. I'm kind of like going, but it is. It is. They want you to step up and start doing that. So I'll leave you with that. Oh, synesthesia is when you taste, color, and sound. Ooh. I will look that word up, Miss Jules. And I taste sound too. Like I play piano and guitar and drums, and it's this sensation. It's weird. And I'm like a weird smeller person too. I smell things that aren't there sometimes. And I think it's kind of part of my clairvoyance, my clair gifts too. So synesthesia, thank you. I'm gonna look it up. Yep, your body receives input in non-traditional ways. Yeah, Hillary. Hillary's going, I probably have been demanding quiet right out of the gate. Yeah, do some guide. It helps so much. It helps so much. And Hillary, I need to do it before I can get quiet. So don't feel like you're supposed to be able to do that. It's like we live in a world that is so noisy. We got all these waves of information going through. You know, we it's unless you're sitting in a Tibetan monastery in the hills of Himalaya, you're going to need a little extra stuff. So yeah, no, Linda, I'll throw a couple of cards down for you. So yeah, Hillary, good girl. Hillary's saying I'll start doing some guided meditation. Yeah, and I'm switching stuff up, and actually, yeah, I'm switching some stuff up. And you guys, I am going to be getting because I don't have be able to really have meditations on my website anymore like I used to. I'm going to get my Patreon active again. I was kind of going back and forth and doing a little bit here and there, but I'm getting it all on Patreon, and ultimately it'll be a lot less expensive because I was charging like 11 for my meditations, my recorded meditations. And so now on Patreon, you know, you can pay like $10 a month and get access to a bunch of them. So I think it'll be cheaper in the long run. And then I get a little stipend to support me along the way. So Linda Thompson, let's see what spirit wants to bing through for you. Bing, bing, bing. Remember Ricochet Rabbit? Bing, bing, bing. Ricochet Rabbit. Ooh. Linda, Akashic Stargates. Align with your purpose. You're at a crossroads. There is no wrong choice. Whatever's going on with you, honey, just take a step. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? It's one of my favorite cards, Akashic Stargate. And remember that the Akashic Records is consciousness, right? There's a lot of people right now talking about learning how to do the Akashic Records. You access Akashic Records in a lot of different things, and self-hypnosis is one of them. So that class that I'm doing, not this Saturday, the following Saturday on the 20th, we're going to learn about how to contact past lives in Akashic Records with self-hypnosis too. Matter of fact, Hillary, that class would be really good for you if you can do it. The self-hypnosis class would be great because it does teach you to still the mind. That's what hypnosis does, stills the mind. So you bypass the mind and you get into that deeper knowing. So think about it, Hillary. And you guys can find it on my website, micheleambergy.com, and go to Conscious Living Academy. All of my classes, everything is in the academy. Yeah, Linda Thompson. So good. At a crossroads, make a choice. There's no wrong choice. And then sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, and sensuality. We had this one before too. Be gentle with yourself. You're at a crossroads. Choices to be made, but be gentle. It doesn't have to be bam. It can be gentle and tender. Nurture yourself. Give yourself something that makes you feel good and sweet and yummy, and get yourself into that wonderful space, maybe in a bathtub, right? Maybe surrounded by crystals, maybe laying down, having crystals all on top of you, do a little crystal layout on you. And just breathe deeply, allowing your mind to rest. Oh, and just ask the questions you want to ask. Who am I? Why am I here? What is oneness? That's the question that I asked. What is oneness? But I feel like that your soul is begging for this kind of interaction with you, Linda. So very cool. God, I love this card. Look at that one. I got to hold that up again. That was just yummy. Just yummy. So very good. I'm going to leave that with you, Linda. I hope that helps you. I hope that brings you some guidance and some love today. So, all right, peeps, we're at a little bit after 5. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm so grateful for you. Remember that tomorrow on Wednesday, we have our 5D meditation, spiritual teachings. We're talking a little bit more about divine feminine, moving into our divine feminine energies in order to communicate with our inner space. Um, New Earth Rising is on Thursday. Look at all this fun stuff that I do. New Earth Rising is on Thursday, and that is YouTube channel. We are going to be talking about the divine Christ. So it's a lot of the feminine energies. A lot of the feminine energies right now with Mother's Day, and also with this eclipse and everything that's going on. It's like we're moving in with that, being in that yummy, nurturing mama energy. It's like our souls are craving it too. So we're going to have a lot of that. We're going to have a lot of that. So good stuff coming up. As always, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please share this channel if you have anybody who you think might be interested. I appreciate that. You can put a little thumbs up on this video. Let YouTube know that you like it and that this is something you want to see more of. Thank you, Miss Jules. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. I appreciate you guys. I really do. There'd be no reason for me to be here if you guys weren't here. So I love you. Mwah. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next week, if not before. And as always, stay sparkly.